Floating pennywort is an aquatic invasive plant, and there's many things that we can do about it to help combat its spread in the UK inland waterways. It grows up to 20 centimetres per day. Pennywort causes a lot of problems on the waterways for the wildlife and people that are enjoying it. Because it grows and forms such dense mats, it's really difficult to fish and boat, and the boating propellers cut up the weed and spread it further, and that causes a really big problem for our wildlife.
Pennywort can cause a number of issues due to how it creates a bit of a carpet, and it can actually stop the light getting in and oxygen getting in, and that can be an issue for the wildlife that actually lives within the water.
Pennywort causes lots and lots of issues for paddlers and boaters alike. It blocks our waterways, it blocks access for paddleboarders, kayakers, canoeists. When we're on stretches of water like the canal, it blocks up the lock. It generally just spoils our fun.
We use contractors to tackle the biggest rafts that are blocking entire waterways. You can also remove the pennywort from the bank. If you're a boater as well and it's caught on your boat, you can pull that out onto the side and to let it decompose. And also if you're a canoeist or a paddleboarder, you can access the offside where bits of pennywort often get tangled in brambles and other plants there to help tease out those plants from the species and bringing it again to the bank at a place where it can't fall back into the water and reinfect the water, but also where little invertebrates and other species that are living on the plant can escape back into the canal. So there's a few ways that you can identify floating pennywort. Firstly, it will be floating on the water. They're quite shiny and they're in the shape of a kidney with a split along the side with the stem coming out of the middle. The stems are really fleshy, really easy to break, and they can be, meters long. They have roots at intervals along the stem, these hairy bits. This is one reason why if it's broken into small pieces, it can just regrow and keep growing. It breaks up very easily. So if you can be delicate and try and pull it out in a way where it untangles itself rather than ripping it out, then that's a really good way to remove it. Personally, I found that if I'm pulling out a raft that's a bit big and also quite heavy, I find that twisting it around in the water like spaghetti and pulling it out that way stops it from breaking out into as many fragments, and I find it a bit easier.
So to get involved with removing pennywort, partner groups and organisations need to think about, do you have the right resources, do you have the right equipment? If not, but you still want to get involved, please contact us. The Trust might be able to support with that.
Before paddlers get out in the water and start thinking about removing pennywort, they need to understand the weed. They also need to be really mindful of where they dump it. Canal River Trust are really kind and let us leave it on their land, but you can't be leaving it on private land. They need to be thinking about water safety and practicalities of the equipment that they've got with them.
The equipment we're using, making sure we're cleaning that, we're washing that down as well, because pennywort can move quite quickly and little bits and little buds can create massive amounts.
It needs to be left a good metre, 2 metres from the side so that it can decompose. Think about your paddleability when trying to remove pennywort from the water, and always paddle safe, wear a buoyancy aid.
As a charity, we really need help from businesses, paddle groups, local communities, and pretty much everyone to support us in tackling issues like floating pennywort, which helps us protect our waterways for future generations. It's really therapeutic to get out into the local environment, into nature, and do your bit to help it thrive. If you're interested in helping us out one way or another, please contact us on the Canal River Trust website, and we'd be happy to signpost you to the right places.